You know yourself well, maybe too well. You can name your patterns before they finished forming. You can trace your anxiety back to its source before it's even peaked. And somehow, knowing all of this has not made it stop. If anything, the more you understand yourself, the more trapped inside yourself you feel. You catch yourself mid-conversation, observing your own behavior in real time. You feel an emotion and immediately begin analyzing it instead of feeling it. You know why you're anxious in crowds. You know where your avoidance comes from. You know exactly which childhood pattern is being activated right now. And yet, you're still anxious, still avoiding, still in the pattern. The self-awareness hasn't freed you. It's built a second cage just outside the first one. Psychologists have a term for this. It's called maladaptive self-focus, a state where the act of self-observation becomes its own source of distress. Research by psychologist Paul Sylvia distinguishes between two directions self-awareness can move: adaptive, where reflection leads to change; ruminative, where reflection loops back into itself, generating insight without movement. You have confused understanding yourself with changing yourself. They are not the same thing. Your self-awareness is not the problem. It is a capacity, a real and rare one. The problem is what you were taught self-awareness was for. Somewhere you learned that if you could just understand yourself completely, the pain would stop. That insight was the destination. But insight is not the destination. Insight is the map. And a map, no matter how accurate, cannot move you. Only you can move you. Here's what's happening inside. Your brain has a self-referential processing network, the default mode network, that activates whenever you turn attention inward. In healthy doses, this system is essential. It allows reflection, planning, empathy. But in people prone to high self-monitoring, this network can become overactive, running even when no reflection is needed. Neuroscientists call this pattern perseverative cognition, thinking that persists beyond its useful function, like an engine left running in a parked car. The brain mistakes re-examining the problem for solving the problem. It generates the sensation of progress without producing any movement. And because insight releases a small dose of dopamine, the brain's reward signal, analyzing yourself can become quietly, subtly, its own avoidance. Understanding becomes the thing you do instead of changing. 4 principles for turning awareness back into a tool. 1. Set a timer on reflection. Research on rumination by Susan Nolan-Hoeksema shows that open-ended self-reflection amplifies distress rather than resolving it. Contained reflection, a defined window of 10 to 15 minutes, prevents the default mode network from running indefinitely. Insight needs a boundary to stay useful. 2. Follow every insight with one physical action. Not a plan, not more analysis. One action, any size. Behavioral psychology calls this response activation, the principle that behavior changes behavior in ways that thinking about behavior cannot. The body moving interrupts the loop. 3. Practice undivided experience. Notice when you're watching yourself feel something instead of simply feeling it. Then choose to close the observer. This is the foundation of mindfulness-based interventions, not adding awareness to the moment, but resting inside it without the second layer of commentary. 4. Redefine what self-awareness is for. It is not a path to certainty. It is not protection from pain. It is a compass. Useful when you're deciding direction, meant to be put away when you're walking. Think of self-awareness as a lighthouse. It exists to illuminate the water, to show you what's there. But a lighthouse that turns inward, that shines its beam back into itself, illuminates nothing. It just blinds the keeper. You are not meant to live inside the light. You are meant to use it briefly and precisely, and then move. The most self-aware thing you can do is know when to stop looking inward, when to trust what you've already understood and let your body carry you forward without a map in your hands. You have done enough examining. You know more about yourself than most people ever will. Now comes the quieter, harder practice, living as if you trust what you've learned.